All right. Well, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock Metal Podcast, we have EVERLUST, and they have a new album called Diary of Existence, which released on May 7th via Wormholedeath Records. And right now I'm being joined by Kate to share some more information about this release and what the band has got going on, coming up, etc. So, Kate, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Great to have you on. Now, I guess the first question I have is, you guys signed with Wormholedeath to release the record. So, take us through that.
It has been a long journey. It was a great experience with, finally having a producer and finally feeling like you're a legit band. And it's a great opportunity, to be honest, because this is something quite different from what I'm used to. This is like a serious work where you feel like you're at work when you are rehearsing and when you're recording something, and you have people to support you, you have people to suggest you things, and it's amazing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Quite a few things there that you mentioned. Having a producer, feeling like a legit band, feeling like you're at work. What was it about? I guess that is my question. What was it about before this that didn't feel like a legit band or that didn't feel like work?
Well, nowadays I think that if you want to get somewhere, if you want to get outside from the underground stage of your band, if you want people to take you more serious, having a producer and having like this whole thing, it makes people around you look more serious at you, and it makes you feel more serious about yourself, because once you have this record deal, you cannot back away from it. You have it and you have to work, and it doesn't matter if you feel like, no, I cannot do it, or you just have to do it. You have the recording deal, you just have to work, because people now rely on you. Your producer relies on you. They have trust in you. If they ask you to sign this with them, then they see a potential in you. So you have this feeling that you shouldn't let them down. And it gives you a great motivation to actually keep on going, even though sometimes it feels hard, and especially now with all this situation in the world, COVID, etc., when you cannot have live performances, you still have your producer to back you up and to kind of motivate you. And yeah, it's maybe that kind of answers your question.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how many bands out there are understanding exactly what you've just said, that, well, yeah, we're a band and we're having fun, but does it feel like we're at work? And not in a bad way. Like, I'm sure you're not looking at the clock and waiting for it to be over, so it's not work in a bad way. I think it's the true sense of work. You're here to take your skills and your talents and make the world a better place, and you've given yourself time to do that, which is what work should be, not something that we do for just a paycheck and want to be over with it. Really depressing.
Oh, yeah. This is never about a paycheck. This is just what you have inside of you, and you just want to share it with the world. And now when it's getting more serious, you finally have the feeling that, yeah, I am going to share this with the world. I am going to be heard. And I think this is the main thing. And still, we are having fun, because EVERLUST, we're a big family. We really do love each other. We have our fights. We have everything, like in a family. But still, we are having fun. But also, we are taking this very serious. And especially when having a recording deal, there are no excuses anymore. Mm-hmm. Just we have to work. We have to do things. We can have fun. We can have our days off. We can just, be a band together doing something else, not music. We can just, hang out. But still, we have to make our management proud and ourselves. So yeah, this is a different feeling than it was before.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Now, I guess my other question is, you mentioned a producer and management. So did you guys have this producer to record the album and then you went shopping for a label, or did you approach labels with demos and then Wormhole accepted you guys and got you a producer and all those things?
So our manager, Agrita, she actually requested our producer with us. Like, she kind of introduced us to him. Sent some demos, of course. They were interested. They said, yeah, this band is great, we want to work with them. And they offered us this opportunity and we accepted it. So it was as simple as that.
Okay, beautiful. And then it turned into the land of dreams for you, Kate.
Sorry?
And then it turned into the land of dreams for you, Kate.
Oh, yeah. Dreams are different. Sometimes it's, a dream, like when you're dreaming, it's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's sometimes something that scares you a bit, something that you don't understand quite a lot, and sometimes you feel lost in your dreams. And this is exactly the situation, It's mostly, of course, it's beautiful, but sometimes it's something that you don't really understand to the full extent of it. And this is what dreams are about. Sometimes you don't know what you actually want. You're dreaming about something, but it's just a dream. I don't know if I can explain it as as much as I would like to, but this is still a dream,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm living the dream, but it's sometimes a bit scary.
Scary because you're getting what you want?
Yeah, this is the thing. And it's scary when you're dreaming about something and you're like, this is what I want so much. And then it starts to happen and you're like, oh, wow. Oh, it's happening. Oh, what should I do now? It's just a bit overwhelming in a way and emotional. And then you have all of these things around you and
Okay, now this album, at the time of recording, it released maybe 5 days ago. Yeah, about 5 days ago. According to what I have at the time of recording. When this episode airs, it'll be June-ish, somewhere around there. But what's it? You said it was a long road. So take us through that. What went into crafting this album? And how does it feel for it to finally be out there?
What I'm about to say now, I think mostly parents can relate, but this is like, being pregnant and then giving birth to your baby and then finally having your baby on your arms. This is it's just like that, because in the beginning you have the idea, then you spend hours and hours on each song because you have it in your head, but sometimes it's kind of complicated to show it to your band members. And almost all of us in a band, we write something, we participate in writing a new song. So it's the beginning of it all is just a lot of rehearsals where you just sit around and you're like, how do I explain this to you guys? Like, this is my idea. You are not doing this, not the way I expected it to be, but it's still beautiful, so let's roll with it. Okay, so now we have a song. Then we record a demo. We listen to it for about like 100 times, 200, searching for the places where it doesn't kind of sound like it should. Then when we sent our demos and we had a recording deal, then the journey started with going to Italy. So to record this album, we actually had to, last year when it was like crazy with this COVID situation, we had to fly to Italy. So we did. And in total, we spent almost a month in the recording studio. Not all of us together. We went kind of separate, but I was together with our guitarist Vlad and Max, both of them in the studio. So we recorded it then. Then we had to listen to our album for 100 times more while it was being mixed and mastered. because we had to kind of follow the process, tell our producer and our sound engineers what we like, what we should like, what we would like to add, things like that. And I had to draw a lot because our physical album, like the CDs, it has like this little beautiful book inside of it with the lyrics and everything else, and it's all drawn by hand, written by hand, because the album is called Diary of Existence. So we wanted to make it look like a diary where the lyrics are written by hand. So we did all this. I drew each and every member of the band as a skull. So as you know, I tried to show their insides, you know, I would say. So we had this. So a lot of work for the music and for the visuals. Then we had to put it all together. Then we had to review it for 100 times more. And then finally, when we released the album, it was like, you know, you have these fireworks inside of you, you know, it's like a big celebration. It's like a big relief, because it was a lot of stress with all this traveling, with all this recording, with all this waiting, with all this work, you know, and things sometimes don't happen as they should happen, and some like misunderstandings between us all, and it was just overwhelming. But when it was done, wow. It's just, I cannot explain it. I can actually show you. I have the album on me at the moment, the CD, and you are actually one of the first people to see it. So this is the book I was telling you about, which is inside of it. This is the like the top of it. This is the behind of it, like all of us. And then inside, I'll just open a random page. So here you can see the drawings and the handwritten lyrics of it all, and this is how it goes. So for each member, I had a drawing, some more of it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just, all of this is crafted, you know, with love and care.
It certainly is. Now, you mentioned traveling to Italy to record. What was your favorite part about being in Italy, or was it weird because of COVID?
It was weird. Yes, it was weird because unlike all the other members, I didn't just travel to Italy. I went first to Switzerland. I had some work to do there. Also something with music, you know, something to do with music. So I worked there. Then I went to Italy from Switzerland. I recorded everything. Then I went back to Switzerland, worked some more. Then I went to Germany, and then from Germany I went back to Latvia. And it like what was happening in Italy. We were living at the studio, so you know, you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you get ready, and you feel like at home. And Ricky, our sound master, he actually did everything to make us feel at home. He prepared everything so that we can be really relaxed and just concentrated to the things that we have to do. Like, for example, if I have to sing, I need to get this kind of mood, you know, where I can express my emotions, because it's all about what you're feeling when you're singing. And that was kind of it. Yeah, we were living there, 3 of us, and this is how we were working. So for 5 days in a row, I was singing in the morning and during the day, and then in the evening we would just, as it was COVID and Ferrara, it's not like a big city, you know, there is nothing much to do there. So we were just walking around. It was warm. It was nice. Yeah, it was like having fun and working at the same time.
Okay. Very cool. Now you mentioned some emotions there. What is this album about? Does it have a theme?
Yes. So as it's called Diary of Existence, each song is like a diary entry. So it's it's what you would write about to yourself. It's your deepest emotions, your fears, everything that you have inside of you. You just write it in your diary. You tell it to yourself, and this is how the songs feel like. It's songs that you can relate to, especially for people battling with depression and things like that. This is an album that, from me, as someone who also has been through all of that kind of emotions, it's something that I hope someone who is also struggling would find helpful and have this feeling that they're not alone in this, that there are other people in the world who have felt like this and they have gone through this, because if we wouldn't, there wouldn't be this album. So we have gone through this, we have battled this, and maybe someone listening to this album could kind of get these emotions as well, that they're not alone. There are other people in the world who have been through this, and they have won this battle with themselves.
Okay. Very cool. Now, the other track you wanted to chat about was Entwined. Does it follow that theme?
Yes. If we go through the lyrics of the song, which I'm going to open at the moment, because Entwined is it's a duet. I am singing there together with Matthias from the band Lamori, and it's like a dialogue between two people who cannot kind of find each other anymore. It used to be this way, and now it's just completely different. It's like you used to be lovers, and now you're strangers. You're not kind of feeling each other anymore, and you're hurting each other, but you cannot let go of each other anymore too, because it's a very complicated situation between you two. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned was it a guest vocalist, Lamori?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Matthias from Lamori.
Okay. Tell Matthias I say hi. And how did he get involved?
Okay, so Lamori is a band from Finland, and a couple of years ago we had a couple of gigs in Riga, Latvia, together. Mm-hmm. And we kind of got the vibe, because Lamori is, okay, I could describe Matthias as a one of a kind vocalist, because his voice is just, when you hear it, it's him, So I instantly fell in love with his vocals and the way he is expressing his emotions through his songs. And we just kind of thought that he is the right person to do the song with us. So we met, actually in Riga. Okay. When they went here for a gig.
Okay. Very cool. Is that how you ended up finding out about Wormholedeath? Because they're on Wormhole, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
I think we did, right? We found out about Wormholedeath. Not from Lamori, but at the same time it all began. Because it was quite some time ago, Mm-hmm. But it's all Agrita. It's all our manager. She has everything to do with Wormholedeath. So that's her fault that she's saying at the moment.
Okay. It is her fault. This whole thing is her fault. Okay. Beautiful. So we chatted about the extraordinary experience you guys had with the album, the signing to Wormholedeath, having a producer, getting a manager, feeling like you're a legit band. If only I could feel like I was a legit podcast, Kate.
Oh, you are.
Well, thank you.
You're awesome. I like talking to you.
Thank you. We chatted about the scary side of good dreams. Very fascinating concept of getting what you want and, I don't know, feeling like maybe you don't deserve it, or it's too good to be true, or something.
Totally.
Yeah. Traveling during the COVID days to Italy and recording in the studio. We chatted about handwritten lyrics. I'm speculating on the album cover. That's your hand. I'm guessing that.
You're right.
Okay.
It was supposed to be. So, okay, on the cover, that book that you're seeing, it's actually a very, very ancient Bible. But it just looked just the way that I wanted, so we used it. And my hand, it's painted, the fingers are black. The hand is it looks kind of alive, but kind of dead at the same time. It's when you're just about to give up, You just have your hand in your diary. It's there, and you're like, this is it. I'm not able to do anything else with it. And that picture was supposed to be kind of depressing in a way, and I think that I kind of made it look that way. I don't know. Just for me, this picture says a lot of things to me.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything that I missed, Kate, that you wanted to chat about? Did Miss Damaroska have something that I was supposed to chat about? And she was like, make sure that they chat about Geplop. And then I didn't. Was there something else?
Was there something else? Is there something else that we should discuss? That was the question. You don't know?
No.
First time in my life, I hear her saying that she doesn't know.
Wow.
I'm scared.
Manager is tired a little bit.
Yeah.
Really no.
Yeah, she's tired too, because this is her project as well. She was like, every single time when we were falling behind a schedule, when we were doing things that we are not supposed to do, or the other way around, we were not doing anything at all. We're just this mess, She was the person who was there, like, you guys, you pick yourself up at this very second and you do this thing right now, you're falling behind a schedule. So she was trying to push us through all of this. So she is actually tired. I can understand that, because to manage our band, I know it's a struggle, because we can make a kindergarten out of nothing, It's our hidden talent. We can just make a mess out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And she is a talented manager, because she had enough of nerves and enough of strength to push us through this. And I really appreciate that, because if it wasn't for her, I think that half of us would be spending our days in a madhouse, and the other half would be just, we're done.
Okay.
But she pushed us through it, so it's great.
Mm-hmm. Groovy Beans. Well, actually just got off a chat doing an Industry Insider Power Talk series with a band manager. So if Agrita Nemirovska is interested in coming onto the show, not right now, obviously, but at another time to chat about band management, I think that would be fantastic and fascinating, because I've interviewed 2 band managers and gotten 2 completely different answers, so I want a third completely different answer.
Oh yeah, to completely mess things up, right?
Exactly, to mess things up, so that people can go, okay, I got it now. I know what it takes to seek out a band manager or be a band manager or whatever, and then they watch the next episode and go, what? I'm not getting it. But that's part of it, is finding somebody that you jive with, that you can work with, that can see to your goals. And it sounds like Agrita is perfect for Everlust.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, she has been with us for quite some time now, and she's still alive, so that says something, We didn't manage to... She's laughing. We didn't manage to send her to the madhouse, so that's good. That's already good.
Cool. All right. Well, the invitation is out there. Let me know, Agrita, if you want to come on and chat. And in the meantime, to close off this interview, recap, we chatted about signing Wormholedeath, writing the album, producing the album, going from Latvia to Switzerland, Switzerland to Italy, Italy to Switzerland, Switzerland to Germany, Germany to Latvia. And we chatted about Land of Dreams, Entwined, Diary of Existence as an album, the booklet, handwriting it, drawing everybody as an X-rayed skull with their hair intact. which is
Not everyone had hair.
okay. Not everyone had hair. Of course not.
It was just their main features. I drew something that I kind of associates with them for me, for every single band member. So for Vlad, it was the rose because his guitar is shaped as a rose.
No.
For Max, it was his long hair because it kind of I cannot imagine Max without his long hair. Although almost everyone in our band has long hair, but still, for Max, it's just something crucial. For Alex, our drummer, it was of course drumsticks. For Andrew, our keyboardist, it was I guess it was sunglasses on his skull, like put on. Yeah. And for me, it was horns because I always get on a stage with horns on, almost always. And for Pavel, our bass guitarist, it was just this beard and like these kind of braids, you know, his hair in braids because that's how he usually looks. And his skull was like really mad because he's our super mad bass guitarist.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast today, Kate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.